I'm 80 years old. 80. Sometimes I still can't believe it. My parents, they've been gone a long time now. 23 years for my dad, 15 for my mom. And you know what's strange? I think about them more now than I ever did when they could actually hear me. Isn't that stupid? All those years they were alive, I barely had time. Now I've got nothing but time, and they're not here. My dad used to get on my case about something. God, he said it so many times I stopped hearing it. He'd say, "Slow down, you're always rushing somewhere." I'd get annoyed, actually. I'd think, what does he know? He worked at the same factory for 40 years, same routine, same life. I was different. I was going places, building a career, making something of myself.
I remember this one Sunday. I must have been 36, 37 maybe. I drove out to see them. I had to leave by 3 because I had work to finish that night. My dad was in the garage, tinkering with something, an old radio, I think. He said, "Stay for dinner." I said, "Can't. Got stuff to do." He just nodded, didn't argue. He'd learned by then. My mom came out, wiped her hands on her apron. She had this way of looking at me. Not angry, just sad, kind of. Like she was watching something break in slow motion and couldn't stop it. She said, "You eaten today?" I said, "Yeah, I grabbed something." Which was a lie. I hadn't eaten. I'd had coffee, maybe. She packed me food anyway, put it in old containers, the kind with the cracked lids. I probably left it in my car for a week.
That was how it was. Quick visits, surface conversations. I was always half out the door. My daughter was 7 when she learned to swim. Really swim, I mean, not the doggy paddle stuff. I wasn't there. I was at some sales conference in Dallas, or maybe Houston. They all blur together now. My wife called me that evening. She was excited. She swam the whole length. She's so proud. I said something like, "That's my girl. Tell her I'm proud too." But I wasn't there. I didn't see her face. I didn't see her dripping wet, grinning like crazy. I didn't get to be the one she ran to. I thought it was fine. I thought, I'll take her swimming when I get back. We'll have time. But when I got back, she'd already moved on to something else. And I never asked her about it. Never said, "Tell me what it felt like." Never let her relive it with me.
It was just gone. One of those things. There were a lot of those things. My son had this basketball game, his first real one, with uniforms and refs and everything. He was 11. I missed the first half. Got there late. Sat in the back, checking emails on my BlackBerry. Remember those? Thought I was so important. He looked up once, saw me on my phone. His face just closed. He didn't look my way again the whole game. Afterwards, in the car, he didn't say much. I asked if he had fun. He said yeah and looked out the window. I should have known then. Should have felt it. But I was already thinking about Monday morning. My dad got diagnosed when I was 49. Lung cancer. He smoked for 30 years, quit at 55, but the damage was done.
I took a week off work. First time in years I'd taken more than 3 days. Sat with him in the hospital. He looked so small in that bed. My dad was always a big guy to me, you know? Strong hands, thick arms. Now he looked like paper. We watched TV mostly. Game shows, news. Didn't talk much. I kept thinking we should talk, but I didn't know how to start. And I figured we'd have time once he got out, once he was stronger. He died 40 days later. I was on a plane when it happened. Another sales trip, another meeting that seemed so important at the time. I can't even remember what it was for now. My sister called when I landed. I was walking through O'Hare, pulling my suitcase. All these people everywhere, everyone rushing. She was crying. She said, "He's gone."
I just stopped. Middle of the terminal. People walking around me. I had my phone pressed to my ear and I couldn't think of a single thing to say. The last time I talked to him, I'd said, "I'll call you tomorrow, Dad." But I didn't. I forgot. Got busy. You don't get those back. Those phone calls you don't make. At the funeral, Mom held my hand. She was 74, but she looked ancient, like she'd aged 10 years in 6 weeks. She squeezed my hand and said something I didn't really hear at the time. Later that night, it came back to me. She said, "You never stopped moving long enough to let him in." What did that mean? I was his son. He knew I loved him. Didn't he? Mom lived another 8 years. I visited more after Dad died. Guilty conscience, maybe. Once a month. Sometimes twice. But even then, I wasn't really there. I'd sit at her kitchen table, drink her tea that was always too weak, and I'd be thinking about 50 other things. My phone would buzz. I'd check it. She'd stop talking mid-sentence. "Sorry, Mom, work thing, keep going." But she wouldn't. She'd just smile and change the subject. She died on a Tuesday. I was 57. Heart attack. The doctor said it was fast. She didn't suffer. That's supposed to make you feel better. It doesn't. My sister and I cleaned out the house. Took us 3 days. Boxes everywhere. A whole life packed into boxes. In Mom's bedroom, in her nightstand, there was a notebook. The kind with the marbled cover. My sister handed it to me.
"You should read this," she said. I took it home, put it on a shelf. Couldn't look at it. 2 years later, I was retired. 59 years old, finally not working, and I did not know what to do with myself. The house was too quiet. My wife was there, but we barely talked anymore. We'd stopped really talking years ago. We just lived in the same house. My kids called on birthdays, sometimes holidays. Conversations lasted maybe 10 minutes. They had their own lives. I was just, I don't know, a voice on the phone, a name on a card. One Sunday, I took the notebook down. I don't know why that day. I just did. Started reading. It was my mom's journal. She'd written in it for years. Lots about Dad. Lots about her garden. Grocery lists. Recipes. And a lot about me.
There was this one entry. I remember the date because I just had my 54th birthday. She wrote, "He came today, stayed for 2 hours, but he wasn't here. His phone kept ringing, his leg wouldn't stop bouncing. I made his favorite cookies, and I don't think he tasted them. I wanted to grab his hand and say, 'Stop. Just stop for 1 minute. Look at me. Talk to me.' But I know he wouldn't hear it. He's been running his whole life. Running toward what? I don't think he even knows." I read that and I had to stop. Put the notebook down. Sat there as it got dark outside. She was right. All those years. All that rushing. What was I running toward? I thought I was building something. A career, a future, security. But I missed it. The actual life. The stuff that mattered. My daughter's first swim. My son's closed-off face in the car. My dad's last months. My mom's cookies.
It's all gone now. I can't call my dad and say I'm sorry. Can't sit at my mom's table and actually listen. Can't go back to my kids when they were small and just be there. I'm 80 now. Healthy enough, I guess. Got a few years left, maybe. Maybe more, who knows. But I'm alone most of the time. That's the truth of it.
My wife and I were like roommates now. My kids have their own families. They're busy. They're doing what I did. I want to tell them to stop, to slow down. But I don't think they'd hear me any more than I heard my parents. Maybe you have to live it. Make the mistakes yourself. But if you're listening to this, if you're young, still building your life, I'm just saying, those moments, the regular, boring, everyday ones, breakfast with your kids, phone calls with your parents, an afternoon with nothing to do, that's the life. That's all there is. Everything else, all the rushing and striving and building, I don't know. Maybe it matters, but not as much as you think. Not as much as the people sitting right in front of you. I learned that too late. Maybe you won't. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks for listening to an old man ramble.